So, you want a Lexus GX. You want something luxurious, big and bold, but a G-Wagon is too much money and a Range Rover is just a pain in the ass. I think this right here is your answer. So Lexus has sent me this GX 550 Luxury Plus to keep for an entire week, so I've spent the whole week with it, so here are my thoughts on it. By the way, this is just a walk around. If you're interested in how the GX drives, I've done a full test drive video I already have posted. I'll have that video linked on the screen at the end of the video. So as always, we're gonna start this review here underneath the hood. What we have here is a 3.4 liter twin turbo V6, putting out 349 horsepower, 479 pound-feet of torque, and that is paired with a 10-speed automatic transmission. 0 to 60 takes approximately 6.5 seconds. This Luxury Plus trim can tow up to 7,600 pounds. Fuel economy ratings are combined 17 miles per gallon. That's 15 in the city, 21 on the highway, and the capacity of the fuel tank is 21 gallons. All right, now let's check out the front end of the GX. We have the really big and bold Lexus spindle grille. You can see it's gloss black here on this Luxury Plus, paint matched along the bottom. Dropping down, we have a not fully gloss, but it's like a shark gray, really dark gray finish on the bottom, and it has a finish that's somewhere between matte and like polished like normal paint, so it's just a little bit shiny, so not too overdone, so I think that looks good. Nice big Lexus logo front and center. We have our forward-facing camera right underneath. Actually, I misspoke. This isn't quite gloss black, but it's not exactly matte either. It's kind of similar to that finish down there on the bottom. You can see the open venting and the intakes there on the side. Now let's take a look at the headlight housing. These are the triple beam LED headlights. We have a daytime running light that runs just below, and then our LED turn signals right below that. This piece right here is your headlight washer, so a nozzle comes out of there and sprays washer fluid on the headlights when you turn it on. So if you're taking this off-road, or if the lights just get really dirty, you can wash them off with that nozzle. Dropping down below, we have an LED fog light with this nice gloss black surround trim. This other light here to the side, that's your cornering light. So when you have the headlights turned on, if you turn the wheel to the left, this light will come on and illuminate the direction that you have the wheel aimed at. So same thing for the right side. If you turn the wheel to the right, then the right corner light will turn on. And we do have parking sensors, 4 of them up here on the front. I think the hood looks super muscular and bold, especially the way it comes up right here, and we have that kind of sharp angle up on the top. This definitely has a very bold presence. That muscular presence continues here on the side, not only just with the super boxy silhouette, but also with these really wide fender flares. They are paint matched to the rest of the car. The color is called Incognito, by the way. It's a really nice gray color. Even though this was built for off-roading, this doesn't have a ton of black cladding slapped onto it. It's all painted surfaces, which I really like. That dark gray finish from the bottom of the bumper also goes along the bottom of the doors. We also get power retractable running boards. That's nice and convenient. I'm also a big fan of how boxy these mirrors are. So these are power folding, and it has this upright vertical LED turn signal indicator. It's a very tall mirror, as you can see, but it provides a lot of visibility. This mirror also has a puddle light for nighttime. On the upper, window trim is also gloss black. We also have these little gloss black accents that kind of give the illusion of a floating roof line. It's in the front and in the back. We have gloss black roof rails up top with these optional crossbars. So if you put additional stuff up there, you can really store a lot of stuff in this thing. Now let's take a look here at the wheel and tire setup. This is a 22-inch wheel on this Luxury Plus trim. This is riding on Dunlop Grand Trek tires, and the size is 265/50. And now back here at the rear, again, super brawny, super boxy. I'm a big fan of this really big LED light bar that just goes all the way across. That's your brake light and your tail light. And we have LED turn signals. You can see it's these 2 thin little strips that go across, but I think it looks really sharp. We have more of that dark gray along the bottom, 4 more parking sensors, and we have this big piece right here. That is the cover for the tow hitch. It's not installed on this one. It's actually sitting inside the interior. For whatever reason, I don't have it installed, but you put your tow hitch there. Again, this Luxury Plus can tow 7,600 pounds. One of my favorite features of the GX is how you can open the rear glass independently from the rest of the tailgate for when you just need to quickly throw something in, slam it shut, and run away. And you can see right there, that's the camera for the digital rear view mirror. And now to head into the cargo area, we have a hands-free liftgate. You just kick your foot right underneath the right side, and then the tailgate goes right up. As you can see, we have this cargo cover that's optional included here, but I have the 2 third-row seats folded down. But you can see this cargo cover basically covers right where the third-row seats are. So I can't bring these seats up unless I take out this cover. And also, when I do have the seats up, you see the outline of this carpet piece right here? That's where the seat ends. So it folds all the way up and then the seat ends right there. So behind this seat, there is almost no room. It's just 10 cubic feet and most of it is vertical because of the height. Now they do give you these nice powered buttons to bring the seats up and down, which you can do, but again, with that cover there, you can't. We do get a full-size 120 volt outlet with a third prong. That's nice. And then underneath the floor, just a tiny bit, we got some like tow recovery hooks. That's a license plate frame, but you can't really fit much in there either. So basically, unless you have this third row folded down, you can barely even use the cargo space behind the third row. So it's 10.3 cubic feet behind the third row, and most of that is height. Once you fold down the second row seats, you now have 40.2 cubic feet. And to fold down the second row, you have to come in and hit the lever. The seat can go all the way forward, but once you fold down all the seats, now you get 76.9 cubic feet of space, which is pretty generous. But do note, if you're riding with 5 passengers, that cover's gotta come out and you're not really gonna be able to use much space. So that is something to keep in mind. This is technically like right in the middle between mid-size and full-size, but it certainly does not have the room behind the third row of a full-size. So now we are inside the Lexus GX 550 Luxury Plus, and I will say this is quite a nice place to spend time. Very comfortable, nice materials all around. So let's take a deeper look. So up here on the dash is super soft. It's like spongy soft. That's nice. And then over here, same thing. And then down here though is hard touch. We don't have any soft down there, but this whole upper is very soft, even up on the screen too. Same thing goes for the upper of the door panel. Nice leather on the armrests, nice saddle tan leather on this middle portion here. We have a little bit of wood grain here around the switch gear, also on the center console, and then we have more stitched leather right here. We have a nice big Mark Levinson speaker cover right there, 21 speaker system. We'll listen to that later. Lots of storage down below in the door panel, but that is hard at the bottom. Dropping down here, we have Lexus branded aluminum door sills, and they do illuminate at night. We have these extremely premium leather seats, super soft headrest, got some nice stitching details, fully perforated. These are heated and ventilated. Nice two-tone with the saddle tan with, this is like a dark gray color, not exactly black, but a dark gray. As you can see here, we have power extendable thigh supports. We also have 3 memory settings for the driver's seat. These 2 front seats are massaging, but there's a catch. It's a little bit difficult to locate the settings to turn them on. So in order to do that, we have to use the menu icons here on the left side, the one that looks like a car. We hit that, then we have to go into seating controls, massage, then you gotta pick the seat, and then power to turn it on. And then you do have some options here for the different zones you want to use, and you can adjust the intensity for different levels, but that's quite a lot of steps to get to that massager. And I think it's especially odd when they have this little shortcut menu right here with your frequently used, your safety systems, and also comfort and convenience. I mean, that's specifically called comfort and convenience, and there's an empty slot there. Why they couldn't put the massaging seats there kind of blows my mind. I mean, this thing has a lot of settings that you can just pull up right away. A good feature with the AC is that when you get in the car, you can just hit either max heat or max cool to have it, warm up or cool down as quick as possible, depending on the weather. I've always been a fan of Lexus's more modern steering wheel design, and no different here. Nice material on the horn button, a nice matte finish on the Lexus logo. And one thing I do like about this wheel, more than the other Lexus wheels, is that it doesn't have those touch controls that work with the head-up display. So these just work like normal buttons. They're not touch sensitive when you just put your finger on top of them. They're normal buttons. The buttons on the left side control the digital gauge display. We have a back button, a phone button, volume and voice command. The buttons on the right are fast forward, rewind, mode, and lane keep assist and adaptive cruise control. We have paddle shifters on the back of the wheel, and it is power tilting and telescoping. Up above the wheel, we have a nice large digital gauge cluster, and there's a lot of customization that you can do with it. There's basically 3 different zones. There's the left gauge within the tachometer, the right one within the speedometer, and the middle. So if I go into the menu here, I can go between the different zones and choose what I want to display. On the left side, we have fuel economy, eco indicator, driving support, navigation, audio, drive info, traction monitor, pitch and roll, trailer brake, auxiliary gauges, engine and transmission oil temperature, turbo gauge, G-force meter. You can have it blank if you want. In the middle, you can have it blank, driving support, map 1, map 2, which map 2 basically takes up like the whole screen. Map 1 is a smaller one in the middle, but that is the native navigation system, not Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. You can have it blank, driving support, and then on the right side is basically all the same items that we saw on the left side. So you can have it show 3 different things in the gauge cluster all at the same time. Up above, we do have a head-up display. It has traffic sign recognition, and it also shows your speed and works with the adaptive cruise control. Here in the center, we have this massive 14-inch infotainment touchscreen. Works really well. It's plenty big, and I like the way how Toyota and Lexus have streamlined their infotainment software so that you don't have like a traditional home screen full of stuff. You just have these little menu icons along the left side of the screen, and that helps you access everything you need. For audio sources, we have Bluetooth, USB, AM/FM radio, and Sirius XM. Of course, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. This also comes with its own cloud-based navigation system. I believe it's free for the first 3 years, then you have to pay for a subscription after. This also has interior ambient lighting, which you can't see right now in the daytime, but I'm gonna cut to a nighttime clip showing the ambient lighting. You can see it is there in the door panel. It's down in the footwell. We have a little bit shining here on the dash, and same thing for the driver's side, but there does not appear to be any in the second or third row. Up above, we have a digital rear view mirror. And also up above, we have this really cool panoramic roof. Now, I'm saying roof and not moonroof because it is just a roof. It does not open, but one really cool feature it has is that you can basically turn it to frost. So if I hit this button here, you can see it turns kind of opaque or off, on. It's like mind-blowing. I don't know how they do that, but that is really cool. So now taking a look here at the center console, we have more wood grain just like on the door panel. Then we have soft touch with some stitching on this part of the console. Nice soft spot up here to rest your knee on while you're driving. We have a drive mode selector here. So when going through the different drive modes, these cool little animations pop up in the gauge cluster. You can see there's a custom at the top where you can choose specific parameters like the steering, the suspension, etc. Then we have Sport Plus, Sport, Normal, Comfort, and Eco. Back to the center console, as far as connectivity, we have 2 USB-C ports here in the front, a 12-volt hidden behind that little trap door. We've got our 2 cup holders in there, and you can see here a wireless charger. Haven't had any issues with it cutting off or any overheating or anything like that, so that's good. You can see this little button here that says View, and that is our camera system. So we have a 360 camera system. It's not the best 360 camera system I've seen. The surroundings look pretty distorted. When I throw it in reverse, you can see we have the 360 camera here on the left side. The kind of top-down looking view looks pretty good, but that other view looks a little weird. The backup camera here looks good. We have trajectory lines and distance markers, and the resolution is decent. Down below here, you can see are the climate controls, and they are on the screen. I'm typically not a fan of that, but at least on this screen, they are fixed to the bottom of the screen, so they don't go anywhere, so they're always there when you need to use them. The controls for zone, your heated and ventilated seats, your heated steering wheel, forgot to mention that earlier. The only physical buttons for the AC are the front defroster and the mirror and rear defroster. And for storage inside the center console, well, little disappointing. This is a cool box, so basically works like a refrigerator. You can put drinks in there, but it's very small though. It's ironic, it's such a big vehicle, but the inside of that center console is really small, so that's a little disappointing. We have an additional storage pocket up here. You can put a good amount of stuff in there. And inside the glove box, the glove box is also kind of small. I mean, that paperwork in there already takes up pretty much all of it. There's just a tiny bit of room there on the side. So weird that the storage compartments are so small and the vehicle's so big. This GX 550 Luxury Plus has a 21 speaker Mark Levinson audio system. So let's take a listen. So now I'm in the back seat right behind where I'd have the driver's seat adjusted for myself at 6 feet tall. And interesting situation back here. These are captain's chairs. We do get the armrests, but they're not adjustable. So they're fixed in place. You can't slide them forward or back. And I have maybe 2 inches of legroom to spare. So not a whole lot of space to spare, but we do get a pocket behind each seat back. And down in the center, we have a little control center for the AC. The captain's chairs are heated, and we do get air vents in the ceiling on both sides. But here we can control the temperature, the fan speed, and the zone. And we have 2 USB-C ports down below. The rear door panel has all the same materials as up front, and we do have manually adjustable sunshades in the second row. Now to get back in the third row, we pull this lever here and the seat goes all the way up. So that gives you more than enough room to climb in the back. Okay, the headrest just pops up like that. All right, so again, in the third row, the seats again are not adjustable, except this little button right here is to recline. But the thing is that it only reclines the seat forward or back about like 1 inch. I feel like it's such a pointless button to have, but it's there. They ran electronics just to do that. I find that interesting. But I have about 1 inch of legroom to spare in the third row. As you can see, the seat is very low to the ground, so knees do come up pretty high. This configuration only seats 6. With the captain's chairs, you can get a configuration with 7. Here in the third row, we get a light, and we also get a USB-C port on both sides. MSRP of this Lexus GX 550 Luxury Plus with all its options is $84,590. Big thank you to Lexus for sending me the GX for this review to keep for an entire week. Let me know your thoughts on the GX down in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, please share with a friend and subscribe. It'll really help the channel grow. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any new videos. Let me know down in the comments what other vehicles you want to see on the channel next, and be sure to follow @Optical Automotive on TikTok and Instagram, and check out the page on Facebook. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you guys later.